There it is. I see that it says live now.
Yep.
I understand how Google Hangouts work now. So this is a couple of dicks. It's been a couple of months, I think, like since our last episode.
Since March, I think.
Do you remember what number we're on? What number this would be? Have you looked?
This is 32.
32. So it's taken us 4 years to get to 32 episodes.
Yeah.
And 22 of those 32 came in the first year. So
We're consistent at one point.
Yeah. I mean, with this, so to kind of recap, I think like 30-minute, 40-minute episodes just weekly, it's way easier to commit than 2 hours like we were doing for a little while.
That last one was an hour 50.
Yeah, an hour and 50 is a little excessive. And also, I just heard my TV turn on. Anyways, so yeah, episode 31, 32, what did you say?
32.
32. There's a couple in there that I don't acknowledge anymore, so 32. All right, man. So I guess the last time we talked, it was pre-wedding, wasn't it?
Yep.
So for everyone that listens, all 2 of you, not including us, Zach got married. It was fire. It was legit. It was a Star Wars wedding, and it was incredible. It was everything I wanted it to be, and also more, because I got to wear a dope outfit the whole time. I was in like a Chewbacca sweater for like at least an hour. And I'm pretty sure I lost like 5 to 10 pounds worth of sweat that night, just like sheer water weight. But it was worth it. It was incredible. How are things? Are you guys still together?
Yeah.
Dude, is that one of the flags hanging in the background?
It is.
Yeah. All right. I figured. Yeah, man. How have things been going? Just living life or what?
Pretty much the same. Yeah.
Same shit, different day, I guess.
Yep.
Well, same shit, different list. We always start out with a top 5, so we should just jump into it. We decided to do 25 minutes ago top movies, top films, top things that we viewed with our eyes this year, 2018 exclusive. To preface, I went through a list of on Wikipedia of 2018 releases and realized that I've only seen about 10 movies this year that came out this year. Everything else is from before.
I'm pretty sure my top 5 are the only 5 from this year.
And without giving away the list order, 30% of what I've actually seen this year, to my knowledge, are Marvel movies. So,
yeah.
So I guess Marvel, Disney holding it down for us people that go to the theaters once every 6 months. So yeah, episode 32, top 5 movies of 2018 thus far. We're a little over halfway. There's some dope stuff coming, but I'll let you start with your number 5.
Number 5 is Black Panther.
Bam. So is mine. I think that's where it deserves to be. Out of assuming you've seen all the Marvel movies this year, I actually don't know whether you have or not.
I haven't seen Ant-Man.
Which you didn't see Ant-Man?
No.
Ooh, all right. Black Panther is like, I don't want to say the weakest because I think you get called racist for saying that now, but it's like the one that I'm least interested in.
Yeah.
It's I saw it once in theaters, did not want to go back and see it again, and it's like out on Blu-ray, and I just torrented it, and I still haven't watched it again.
I never saw it in theaters. I got the 4K.
So it was like cool in theaters. It was different, but it wasn't good. And it didn't help that I saw it with people that were like every joke, every character entrance, whatever, people were like, yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, just 15 minutes into the movie, like calm down, save some for the end, I guess. So I think we probably feel the same way. It was good. I like Black Panther. I like everyone in it, but I just didn't care that much about it.
Yeah.
So that's 5 for both of us. That was easy. That never happens. What was your number 4?
Or is Incredibles 2.
Was it better than the first one?
I don't know. I'd say it's like on par.
Was it worth the like what was it, like 10-year wait, 7-year wait or something, 12-year wait?
Yeah.
Do you think, given the time gap, should it have been better, or were you just like, were you happy with it? I didn't see it.
I was happy with it. I don't know what took him so long. It was kind of like an average story, kind of.
It's Pixar.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. They take a million years anyways, but it's like I wanted to see it, and I wanted to see it, and then I kind of just let it pass me by. But as I was reviewing the movies for this year, I was like, oh shit, like I still haven't seen Incredibles 2, but I also haven't seen Incredibles 1 since like maybe 5 years ago. So I really don't even remember. It's a Blu-ray pickup for sure. Not a theater movie.
Yeah. We saw it like one of the sit and eat movie theaters.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how often do animated movies come out, and then how often do animated movies come out that you actually want to see in theaters? I guess you might as well take advantage when you can. Like, there's been a handful of like animated the last couple years, and not a single one has gotten me to throw down the $35 to see a movie here. Not even Incredibles. Guess it can't be that incredible. But that's the end of the podcast. All right, bye. Incredibles is your number 4. My number 4 is Ant-Man. You haven't seen it. I don't want to talk too much about it. Better than Black Panther. Better than Ant-Man 1. And definitely, like, I'm super amped to see where it goes, especially with its correlation to Avengers, and just the greater Marvel universe, because at this point it plays a big part into what's going to happen. But if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say anything.
That's what I keep hearing. It's like ties in like in a big way.
99% of the movie is just like it's like standalone, and then in the last 10 minutes, like the threads start to come together, and you're like, oh, and then the movie ends. And you're like, oh, fuck, I have to wait a year to find out what happens now. So that's Ant-Man in a nutshell. It's basically an oh, fuck, wait a year and hope everyone's, I hope things are going well.
Yeah.
So what was your number 3?
Number 3 is Ready Player One.
Okay. So I don't know if this is an unpopular or popular opinion, but I fucking hated that movie.
Really?
I wanted to love it, and I loved all of the references, but like the movie itself did not do it for me.
I could see that.
Like,
I think it was the references that made me like it so much.
That was it. Like I spent the majority of the movie not really caring about like the characters, but I was like nitpicking like every scene. I was like, oh fuck, that's the DeLorean. Oh fuck, that's E.T. Oh fuck, that's Alf. Like the whole movie was just me like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then I got to the end. I got to like 20 minutes out, and I realized as they're wrapping the story up, I was like, I don't care about these people. I said, just show me a fucking T-Rex kicking through Pac-Man or something. Like, just give me something like that.
Yeah.
The references were dope though.
Yeah, I love the whole Shining part.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, when they were like, for anyone that hasn't seen it, you're not missing a lot. But they're like, the group gets together and they're like hunting for the next clue or whatever, and it like becomes like Hotel Overlook, like right off and I was like, okay, that was fire.
Yeah.
Definitely like a better part of the movie. I just remember that was really, really killer. But then like slowly the references got a little less interesting to me at the end, and then I just kind of like checked out. But I finished it to finish it, but I didn't love it. But what else are you gonna do? It's literally a movie based on pop culture references.
Yeah.
So could have been better, could have been worse. I think they're gonna do Ernest Cline's other book too, Armada, which I don't know if it has as many pop culture references. I started to read it and just like didn't, like, just didn't. I was like, I don't care. Ready Player One. I thought about that being on my list because I had like my 5, and I was like, did I like it enough to like bump Black Panther off? The answer is no. Ready Player One. My number 3 is Game Night.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, you are doing yourself a disservice by not seeing it. It's the premise is really stupid, but the movie is fucking incredible. It's so good that we downloaded it and I watched it, and I actually felt bad about not seeing it in theaters and giving them my money because they totally deserved it. So can't recommend it enough. Game Night was fucking incredible. The plot is totally incomprehensible, but the movie is so much fun. It's so funny, and people will show up like throughout the movie that you're not expecting, and it doesn't even matter saying that. Like you physically cannot like expect them to come like who they are, and it's incredible. Super funny. Arguably, I would say probably the funniest movie I've seen this year. But it's only number 3 because there's other movies that were more important to me than Game Night. What was your number 2, man?
It is Isle of Dogs.
All right. Did you like it more than Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I think I like Fantastic Mr. Fox better.
Do you place Isle of Dogs above any other Wes Anderson movies?
I'd have to like look at all of them, but no.
Thinking
about it, no.
I didn't like it at all, which was it was weird for me because I also didn't like Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I thought maybe it was the stop motion animation that turned me off, but Fantastic Mr. Fox, it is the stop motion animation, but the story is good. Isle of Dogs, I was like really into it until about the halfway point, and then spoiler alert if you haven't seen Isle of Dogs in the last 6 months, but Chief changes his tone so quickly in the middle of the movie from being like, I'm a loner, I'm rabid, to like he gets like the bath and all of a sudden he's like, I'm man's best friend.
Yeah.
Like, the whole movie was him setting up this idea that he like wasn't going to join the group, and now he's like leading the group and like, we should save everyone. I just like it just felt weird. It didn't feel right. And then after that I just couldn't get back into it. But visually incredible. Voice acting was amazing.
Yeah.
But if there's one Wes Anderson movie that I never ever ever want to see again, dude, it's that one, and that sucks. Sidebar though, not on the list. Did you hear about what his next one is supposed to be?
I haven't yet.
I don't know if there's how much validity there is to it, but there was like a Variety article that came out like a couple weeks ago that said his next movie is supposed to be a post-World War II French musical, which is like the weirdest things that you could mash up for. I mean, he does like a lot of like non-traditional, non-contemporary things, but it's like, all right, World War II, cool, ton of content. Post-World War II, all right, French, and then like just to drop a musical in on top of that. I was like, dude, if Bill Murray's not singing in French over the front, like the credits, like I'm out, checked out. But I have a feeling that like it will be better than I think it will be because there's not a lot of musicals that I enjoy, but the ones that I do like them. But
I don't know about him doing a full musical. That just seems.
Yeah. I wanted him to do a horror, I think, or he had talked about doing something that was like not Wes Anderson-y for himself. Like I think it was supposed to be a horror movie.
That I would like to see. You
know, just like a weird like the Royal Tenenbaums meets like House of Wax. Like, but we'll see, man. He changed his mind at any time, or he may decide to shelve it because everyone's like a musical. Like, I'm good. But I'll see it either way. I might torrent it. I probably won't pay for it. So number 2 is Isle of Dogs. My number 2 was Deadpool. Have you seen it yet?
No.
My God, I know you're busy, but you got to catch up at some point, man.
I'll probably pick it up soon.
Well, it just came out like the like special cut, whatever. I got to snag it. Saw it in theaters. Super funny. On par with the first one, but different. And it's cool because like now that there's 100% gonna be a third one. It makes a ton of money every time. The third one will presumably come after the merger is complete.
Yeah.
And so initially he was only really allowed to like interact with like Colossus and Negasonic Warhead and like fucking like there's a person in this one that I can't talk about if you haven't seen it, but like these really small like third string X-Men characters right now that aren't big in the real X-Men franchise. But like after the merger, it's like the Wild West. It literally could be anybody.
Yeah.
And that's going to be incredible because this one sets up like this whole idea that there's more going on big picture because it introduces Cable. And it's weird that Josh Brolin is playing 2 Marvel characters at the same time now. You know, whatever works. But yeah, incredible. 100% worth seeing. Worth picking up on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever. All right. The top 1. What was your number 1 for the year?
I'm going to guess it's the same as yours, Infinity War.
Avengers, of course, always. I've seen Avengers more times than any other Marvel movie to date at this point in time. I watched it twice within 2 days of each other, and then again on a plane to Colorado, and then again when I got back from Colorado, plus twice in the theaters. Like I'm in like double digits at this point from theaters to now.
Yeah.
So I've eked out like Winter Soldier by like a couple showings at this point. Tell me that movie wasn't incredible. It was incredible. I'm not even kidding, I devote like 10 to 15 minutes of my day every day thinking about Avengers 4. It's not even an exaggeration. I'll like wake up, I'll grab my phone, and I'm like, I wonder what's happening on the Marvel subreddit today. And I like start scrolling, and it's like, here's my theory. And the theories are crazy, dude. I like can't help myself. I've read like every Marvel Avengers 4 theory on the face of the earth at this point, and they all sound right. But there's like these really great theories about like who's dead, who's not dead, what that means for everyone, who's going to die in 4, how does Captain Marvel join, where is Captain Marvel, like all these things. We could literally devote a whole podcast to it. I'm not going to do that to everyone, but Avengers was incredible. And it's so weird because after these next couple movies, it's going to be a totally clean slate with hundreds of new characters at their disposal, hundreds of new locations at their disposal, and likely, you know, it's pretty much guaranteed that some variation of Iron Man, Cap, Thor is going to be done.
Yeah.
Because they're all at the end of their contracts. They're all basically wrapping up. And all of them have said on multiple occasions that they are tired of having to be shredded 24/7 to be Captain America. Or, you know, Chris Hemsworth was like, after Thor 2, he's like, I never want to do this again. This movie sucked. And now Ragnarok, people love Thor more than they've ever loved him before. And now it's like, dude could cash in on like a $20 million paycheck just to show up in any other movie at this point as Thor.
Yeah.
So who says no to that? But yeah, Avengers it guaranteed is going to be my movie of the year. Literally, it doesn't matter what comes out at the rest of the year. There could be like a surprise, a movie that you watch that fucking makes you a millionaire because it tells the future and you can play the lottery number. I don't know. Like literally will not beat Avengers. So if I die tomorrow, I've seen the best movie of the year. But also, I'd be really upset because then I wouldn't know how it ended. Unless ghosts are real, and then I'd come back and haunt somebody around May of next year. So let's see how that plays out. And that's the top 5 for the first half of 2018. Based on what's coming out, I don't think it'll change much. Because because there's a bunch of garbage coming with a few good movies peppered in.
Yeah, I was looking at the list goes till the end of the year. I didn't see anything.
It's like Aquaman, which is I'm not sure about. Shazam, which I'm gonna watch, but I'm not sure about. Dude, I actually can't think of any other movies that are coming out this year, but I've seen some pretty terrible ones this year too. If we did a top 5 worst movies, all 5 of them would be the Tomb Raider adaptation. Started it, I got about 12 minutes into it, and I'm pretty sure I felt my brain turn to mush and start to leak out of my ear, so I had to turn it off.
Worse than Angelina Jolie.
It was, dude. At least with the Angelina Jolie ones, like I had like big old knockers like ripping around. Like this one, it was weird, dude. And I wanted to watch it because I love Walton Goggins, but he wasn't enough. I didn't even get to the point where he shows up. I was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. I was like, delete from my hard drive, like smash my computer. I was like, I don't want there to ever be a record of me trying to watch Tomb Raider ever. But more importantly, now that we're almost through the year, we're like literally around the corner from new video game, like the new video game time frame where it's like 900 titles come out within like 2 months of each other. And they're all $60, and you have to like pick and choose which ones you're going to spend your hundreds of dollars on. And it's like the worst decision of your life because whatever you pick is never the right one.
Yeah.
You like pick up Assassin's Creed and everyone's like, this one sucks. You should have gotten Spider-Man or like whatever. But are you looking forward to any video games this year or coming up? Obviously, like I know you are, but which ones are you looking forward to?
Spider-Man, Red Dead, the Spyro remaster,
which just got pushed back, but it looks like it's like 3 weeks back or something like that.
I gotta look. I keep forgetting what's coming out. There's so many things.
There's technically not this year. It's gonna be January, but Kingdom Hearts 3, which is like 10 years in the making. So I'll likely die before it comes out. Like, day before Kingdom Hearts 3, dude, I'm like crossing the street to go reserve at GameStop, and just a bus hits me, and my dying wish is like, somebody bring me my PlayStation and a copy of Kingdom Hearts, and they'll be like, no, it's all sold out. You should have pre-ordered. I was like, that's why I died. So Make-A-Wish Foundation's like, bring me Kingdom Hearts, please.
Also, Fallout 76,
which I don't even care about the MMO aspect. I just want to get on and I just want to wreck shit.
Yeah.
Like more destructible environments, more buildable environments. I just want to fly around in a hover pack fucking Brotherhood of Steel mech suit and just rip, people's settlements apart, dude. I hope that's how it goes down. I hope it's not like everyone's an NPC, which you can like interact with them, but you can't really interact with them. Well, there's no NPCs. Everybody that's online is playing, but yeah, that's gonna be dope. I can't believe we have another Fallout game already. It feels like 4 was last year, but it wasn't. It was like 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
I was expecting another Elder Scrolls before another Fallout.
Dude, it's because did you watch the E3 coverage for Bethesda that night on Sunday?
Yeah.
And it was like the whole night, it was like, we have one more thing to show you. And it was like, don't care, don't care, don't care. And then at the end, he was like, and we couldn't like leave without telling you this. And it was due to, as soon as I heard like the medieval music kick in, I was like, no, it's because they'd been talking about shitty Elder Scrolls spinoffs the whole night, like the card game and the new like Skyrim for your phone. And I kicked in and I was like, all right. And then I saw like the wide open view. And my first thought was, we will not see it this generation. Like, it's like 5 years from now. But it was enough for me to just like want to flip a table and just like warp into the future for the PlayStation 5, which I'm sure will cost $900 when it comes out. Like $900 plus $100 for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm good. I'll pay it $1,000 today. But Spider-Man's going to be incredible. I've like been waiting, and we're like a week and a half away at this point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, dude. It's probably gonna be the best game of the year to date, and then Red Dead will probably push it out.
Yeah. That. Yeah, you watched the gameplay trailer, I assume.
I did.
Yeah,
It looks incredible. It's my only regret is that they didn't remaster, like truly remaster it for the PS4. So I think you can play it if you want to pay the $25 to play PS Now for the first one for just Red Dead, not Revolver. No one talks about Revolver, but just the first Red Dead. I wanted to replay it in like 4K or whatever, and they didn't do it, which I think is a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I also haven't played it since like the 360 era was when I beat it. It was on the Xbox 360. But I don't even care, dude. It's gonna be incredible. I'm gonna spend all my time fucking playing poker like I did on the last one. But it's like literally it might be one of the best looking games on the PS4. It's probably gonna be one of the best games, and it'll finally push GTA 5 out of being the #1 seller every month for PlayStation for the last 2 years.
Yeah. I got bored of that game.
Dude, I turn it on and I turn it right back off. But
online is not that fun.
I get online and I like drop in, and there's like people already doing stuff. So then I don't know how to join them. I don't know how to like join their like group because there's like dudes that are like driving cars around. So naturally I get jealous and I just find the best weapon I can and I just start shooting at cars as they drive by. And then I try and kill everyone else on the map, and then people just like leave, or they try and kill me, and they kill me because they have millions of dollars and better weapons. And I just like turn it off, and I'm like, this game sucks. That's all GTAs. Like GTA 4, turn it on, couple shots at a taxi, and I'm like, I'm done. Turn it back off.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever see a GTA 6, man. They don't need to. They'll just keep milking 5 until the end of time.
Yeah. So I hope they don't do that with Red Dead Online or whatever.
I mean, it looks like there's gonna be some like varied online components. Did you ever play the first one online? There were like a bunch of different modes.
A couple times, but I don't remember it like at all.
There was one that was incredible. It was like it would drop you and like 8 other guys into this really tiny town, and it was like you had to like run from building to building and like grab like sacks of gold and run back to the like your base or whatever. Dude, but it was like straight mayhem. Like because they like it was all the weapons were unlocked. So you had like dudes like with like rifles sitting on buildings, and like guys with like shotguns, like Doom style, just like running into buildings and like shooting your face off. And I don't think I ever won a game of it, but it was incredible. It was straight up incredible. And then anything zombies related after the DLC was fire. But now there's like every single game is zombies related. It seems like. So now, talked about movies we've seen, games we're trying to play. I have no idea how long we've been talking. A half hour.
Yeah.
What else, man? I have a story I was gonna save until the end, but if we're trying, in the interest of keeping it under 45 seconds, hello, goodbye, 45 minutes, I'll just throw it out there because it's almost as good as our trip to the fight, the St. Albans fight.
Yeah.
And both of them end with me almost dying, so that's always good. So I was in Colorado, a week ago, whatever. And I don't know if you have been to like that part of the Midwest where like Boston is at sea level, like so not a big deal.
Yeah.
Where we were at in Colorado, like Denver and Boulder, they're already about a mile up. So it's like 6,000 feet. So like the air is really thin. And it's way harder to breathe than it should be, especially if you're like a fatty. Like I got off the plane and was like wiping Cheeto dust out of my beard. And then I started wheezing and I was like, well, that's not good. So I was there for a wedding, and part of the wedding was that we were going to hike up this mountain hike this mountain, do a ceremony on top, camp, hike back down, and then like do like a big ceremony for everybody. And like I've been like going to the gym and I'm like feeling better and I like feel like I'm in better shape, but we started like packing for this camping trip, dude, and like everyone had to carry their own shit up, which is not what I'm used to. I'm used to like camping, like you drive and then you park your car and you get out and you like set the tent up and you're like, we're camping.
Yeah.
No, dude, I had like a 100-pound backpack on. So on top of me already being like 300 pounds, I had like my legs had to like lug my fat ass in a 100-pound like bag up 2 miles of like straight mountain. So we started hiking. It takes forever. We get to the top. The air is so thin that when you breathe, like when you breathe in, like you take a deep breath and it doesn't feel like you're actually breathing. You have to like keep forcing yourself to go. So anyways, I got up there and I was dehydrated. I hadn't drank any water. I had like one little bottle of water. I thought I'd be fine. We get to the top. We're like 2 miles up, thin as fuck. We're above the tree line. There's like no trees or natural vegetation. It's just like rocks and water. And we start setting our tent up and I'm like, man, I really don't feel good. I was like, I feel kind of sick. I feel like I'm going to fucking barf. Like I'm going to barf. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And so I'm sitting like on this rock and I'm like, I don't know if I'm about to fucking die, but I'm pretty sure this is what it feels like when you're about to die. And everyone's like, oh, it's altitude sickness, which like if you go up too high or you're not acclimated, whatever, it's like your body like totally just like freaks out because it's not getting enough oxygen. So we're starting to make dinner and I'm like literally can feel like this vice grip on my brain. Dude, it felt like a fucking Sasquatch was like squeezing my brain. And I was like, I literally was like, I'm about to fucking die on this mountain. Like I can't breathe. My head hurts. I'm like trying to vomit, but I can't eat. And so I go lay down in the tent and I like lay down and I put my head down and it literally, I was like, I stopped breathing. I literally like stopped breathing. I couldn't breathe. And every time I'd fall asleep, I would like stop breathing and so I'd like jolt awake. And it was like, try to vomit, try to sleep, try to vomit, try to sleep, try to vomit, try to sleep. And I'm like on this mountain. There's no way we're coming down. It's middle of the night. And I'm just like lying in my tent with a pillow made of like a scrunched up ball of clothes and a book. I'm like crying. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm like crying profusely. I like couldn't handle it. Like my head hurt so bad. And then there's no fresh water up there. So whenever you want to drink, which I desperately needed to do, I fucking needed water more than anything. You had to go stand in the middle of this like creek and like fucking hand pump water into a little, like through a little tube into a bottle. And then you drink it and you're like, I'm pretty sure I can still taste fucking pond scum. So I know I'm going to get sick from this. And so like, it's like middle of the night. I'm like crying, standing in the water, pumping water, trying not to like head fucking killing me. I'm in like shorts. It's like 25 degrees. And so that all night like that, dude, we wake up the next morning and I come down and like the cure for altitude sickness is to come down off the mountain. And so we're like hiking back and with like every 15 minutes I'm starting to feel better. We get to the bottom and I'm like, dude, I'm like, oh, I can breathe again. This is awesome. And we left like 2 hours before everyone else in our group, or like an hour before our group. And it took us so long to hike down that when we got back to our car, the group that left an hour behind us literally was at their car also. Like same route, didn't pass each other, just right behind us the whole time. And so the whole theme of that wedding, because I was there for a wedding, was that it was like, hi, like my name's Chris. We've never met before. Yes, I'm the guy that almost died on the mountain. And like it just became this thing. So the advice that I have for everybody is 1, don't go to Colorado. 2, don't go hiking in Colorado. And 3, don't go hiking at all. None of those things are good for you. But conversely for Colorado is like the Wild West when it comes to like drugs. Like nobody gives a fuck there. And it's not legal in Mass, so I shouldn't say it too much. We should put like one of those like a fucking pixelated thing over me and like change my voice while I'm talking about it. But we went into a dispensary because they're like literally it's like, oh, like family restaurant, dispensary, another restaurant, dispensary, like, and all of the names are terrible. There's like Starbuds, there's like Colorado Weed Masters, and we went to a place called Trill. I was like, I haven't heard the word Trill used in like 10 years. You go in, and it's like they have like you go in and there's a woman behind a desk that's like totally secure. You walk up and she's like, I need your IDs. She looks at them, she like scans them in, makes sure they're real. And she's like, do you have a prescription? It's like, no, we're just visiting. And you sit down and there's 2 doors behind you, solid wood. One is blasting like trap music, and the other one is like, I only got a glimpse of it. It was like solid white, sterile. It looked like you had been abducted by fucking aliens and you were just in like a white operating room with just like weed on the wall. And so we sit there and a guy comes out to get us and he's like, you guys going in here? And we're like, yeah. So we walk in and it's like fucking Jimi Hendrix posters everywhere, like fucking like multicolored mushrooms and like weird fridges full of like THC drinks that are like $95. So I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And on the wall, there's like all of these different like edibles and stuff, or like straight up weed, whatever you want to get. It's like, well, I don't smoke. Like, I literally don't smoke. And I was like, well, let's get fucked up. Like, this is Colorado. Let's get loose. So we're like, well, I want that. And it's like, oh, that's sold out. Well, I want that one. It's sold out. So like, by a process of elimination, we get these like lemon wafer cookies that are like 100 milligrams of THC. I don't know if that's a lot. The woman looked at me and she said, do you smoke? I was like, no. And she was like, maybe try a little bit of the cookie. I was like, whatever, bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. And so we buy our $30 box of like weed Girl Scout cookies or whatever. And we get back to where we're staying. And the woman's like, eat half a cookie. And if you don't feel it, like maybe pop the other half. Like, I don't know. She's like, didn't really seem to know or care. And I was going to a bachelor party that night. And so I like ate a little bit of it. And then I waited like 20 minutes. Like, well, I don't feel anything. I'm going to eat the rest of this. So I like cram the rest of the cookie in my mouth, eat it. And then it's like, oh, it's time to go to this bachelor party. And I'm in the car, not driving during any of this. I'm in the back seat and people are talking to me. And I realize that my mouth is like, it's like filled with marbles. I like couldn't talk. And so they're like, Chris, what do you do for work? And I literally was like, oh. And they're like, that's weird. And like, our conversation's over. And so we get to this like really nice restaurant, like $40 a plate, like restaurant, like place I don't belong at all. And there's like $25 like whiskey cocktails. So I started drinking them, like whatever, because I'm not paying for the bill. And like halfway through dinner, I like suddenly became aware that I was really fucked up. And like, but I couldn't tell if it was the high altitude and the whiskey, or if it was the gigantic weed cookie I'd eaten, or some variation of the two. But I just like suddenly became very aware that like I'm sitting there. I hadn't said a word for like 15 minutes. And I was just like fucked up trying to eat pork chops. Which is, and like, like fucking pork chop on the bone. And I'm just like picking it up. And I was like, I don't know what to do. It's just like trying to suck the meat off of it. And people are talking to me. And I'm just like, I fucking don't have any idea what we're talking about. So the night kept going. And then they were like, well, we're done with dinner. Let's go to a bar. And I'm like, I'm fucking beyond messed up at this point. Like, I like want to go home and just like go to bed. Like, I can't walk right now. I don't know what's going on. It's like, I've never felt this before. I don't know what was in those cocktails. I was like, oh, wait, it was the weed cookie. And so we go to this bar, and they're like 20 minutes to closing. And so they're like, what do you want? Everyone's just like ordering like cocktails really fast. And I'm looking at the menu, and it's like a full service menu. And so I ordered a fucking brownie sundae that was the size of a football without knowing that it was the size of a football. And so the guy's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, brownie, please. He's like, okay. He's like, would you like water? And I was like, yes, please. And like, he's like, brings this fucking massive brownie out. And it's like, he puts it in front of me and like, they close in like 5 minutes. I'm fucked up. So I'm like trying to eat this brownie. There's brownie everywhere, whipped cream everywhere, like fucking fudge and nuts everywhere. People are like throwing their cocktails back. They all work for Google. They're all rich as fuck. And I'm like, this brownie's really nice. Like, trying to eat this brownie. And then so finally we get back home and I'm like, I'm so fucked up right now. I was like, I need to go to bed. So naturally I went downstairs and ate another cookie and I woke up like 15 hours later. So, so the secondary portion of the story is if you go to Colorado, listen to what the lady says. She knows what she's talking about. She did not tell me to eat 2 cookies within 2 hours. She was like, for you, half is fine. And I was like, 2 of them, it's fine. And I literally woke up and almost a full day had passed. So don't ever do that again. And the worst part is we had these things and we couldn't put them anywhere because we were flying back afterwards. And I was so paranoid that like if even the tiniest crumb of weed cookie touched like my shorts, that like the canine was gonna just like rip me out of line and like they were just gonna beat the fuck out of me. Like, where's the weed? And I was like, it's just a cookie. Like, I don't know. So I was really nervous. So then I was like hyper paranoid flying back that the dogs at Logan were gonna fucking tear me to shreds. And it didn't help that I ate a lot of weed cookies while I was there. But don't ever do that. Secondly, when is Massachusetts gonna pass recreational? Because I'm trying to buy some weed cookies. But
they're still waiting on some shit.
So don't eat 2 weed cookies in 2 hours is the story. But yeah, man, I think episode 32 is a good start. We should just record Friday at 10 o'clock every week and have it be ready for Saturday or Sunday. But I don't know that we have a good title for this one. I'll leave you to work your magic. You've managed to make something out of nothing when we typically have nothing to work with.
Still haven't put the last 2 up, like the audio versions.
Oh, word? I haven't even because we're out of space, right?
Yeah.
We could probably stand to take some other ones down, I guess, or...
Yeah, I was looking into other options. Well, I need to look into other options.
Do you have, like, ultimately, because as we take episodes down, do you have all of the other ones saved somewhere so there is a full archive?
Yeah, I have everything.
All right.
Even the lost ones.
Dude. Because I was showing somebody the podcast the other day, and I was like, if you have to listen to one episode, like, and then I started looking at what was available, and it like skips around a lot. It's like 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 11, 15, 19, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't even remember those episodes we took down because the reason we took them down is they weren't good. But Bro Rogan is like the standby. I listen to that and still laugh hard as fuck every time. And I went through and listened to a lot of our episodes, kind of just like skipping through the top 5s because like it's not new to me.
Yeah.
But there's some good shit, and you can get our podcasts on Stitcher, Overcast, I think iTunes or Apple Music, whatever it is now. Podomatic, if anyone in the world even looks at that anymore. 3 years ago was the standard. But yeah, we'll keep it regular and we'll do shorter episodes so we won't have to come up with as much content. But for next time, we'll plan in advance and I'll build something around it. But it's a good welcome back episode. It's been a long time. Could be called Welcome Back Cotter. Could be called, I almost fucking died on that mountain. It could be called Lady Said Don't Eat 2 Weed Cookies, but I did. Anything you want, man. But yeah, we'll just do Friday nights, Saturday nights, and get it weekly, and then we'll try and make some money. We'll try and get some Casper ads up in this bitch.
There you go.
All right, man. I don't know. How did we used to sign off? Was it was okay, bye?
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Is that what we're working with still?
Yeah, I usually say it after you go off.
All right, man. I guess that's the end of the episode. But Okay, bye. So fucking stupid. I'll work on a new closing phrase for the next one.
All right.
Later, man.
See ya.